Welcome back to the second tutorial, and today we'll be doing something that is very close to students and people who are looking for internships and job. We will use action tables to hack your CV basically. So let's go forward and modify your CV so you can get your first internship or your first job. Make sure to go back and watch the previous video where I discussed how you can create action tables. I won't be going through that in this video again. I'll put the link in the description, so make sure you guys do that. We will be using RAG in this video. We will be using RAG to use LLM models to identify in your CVs the problems in it. So here's how the logic is going to work. We are going to use a lot of job descriptions, and in this tutorial I'll be focusing on AI related jobs because I want my CV optimized for AI related roles. So the way the system works is, the logic works is, you have bunch of different job descriptions which I have kind of copy pasted from LinkedIn with to be honest, and then we summarize it into one single text, and then we compare that text of all the description responsibilities required for this role with my original CV, and then we will detect what are the keywords and what are the things which are not present in my CV, which are present in the job descriptions, which are present in the job responsibilities. And then I'm gonna try to make sentences from those keywords. And the reason why we need to make sentences from those keywords is the LLM models and the systems these days are quite nuanced. And if you just throw in a bunch of tags and keywords, it used to work before, but doesn't work really well nowadays. You need to make sure that there is some context to those sentences. So we need to make a bunch of sentences through those keywords, and then we have to embed it into your CV in a way that the human eye can't read it. So the LLM models can read it, but the human eye can't read it. This way, when you upload it on LinkedIn or upload it for a job application, the ATS systems or LLM systems will be able to detect all those sentences, will be able to say, okay, you know what, we have 10 different job description requirements, and the CV contains all the sentences, all the keywords that match this description. Therefore, this CV can go forward and be filtered forward. Visually, to the human eye, the CVs will look 100% identical, but to the LLM, it's going to be completely different. So, without further ado, let's continue. Let's get on with it. So, here's my action table. Here's what the input columns look like. So, the first output column is a summation. Nothing complex over here. If I go to the model settings, I'm just concatenating and summarizing the keywords from here. You can probably make a much better prompt than this, but for the purpose of demonstration, I'm not going to go into prompt engineering. Prompt engineering perhaps we'll cover in a different video. For now, it's just going to be focused more on just the use case really. Feel free to make more complex versions of this, and feel free to share with us, and yeah, it would be great to see what you guys do. I'm using GPT-4 as my model. On JamAI you can use a bunch of different models. I'm just using GPT-4 since that's usually does the work, but feel free to use a lot of different models and see which one you want to use. I'm not changing anything else in the settings. Since we have to use RAG to help read our CVs, we will be using RAG in this video tutorial, which is super easy to do with JamAI. Right, the first evaluator, I'm going to open the settings. The customized prompt is a very basic prompt to, kind of evaluate different, skill matches. And in the model settings, the system prompt is of a recruiter or a resume evaluator. Again, you can make more complex system prompts. I'm not going to get into those. As I mentioned, prompt engineering is a whole different genre which we'll get into it. We have to enable RAG, and I'm not going to play with any of these settings, and then I'm going to attach it to my knowledge base. You can create your knowledge base very easily. I will show it to you. All you have to do is go to your project, go to knowledge table. Knowledge table is essentially a database, and you can create a new one. You can put the ID, you can select the re-ranking model. I'm not going to do that because I've already done it for myself here. This is my original resume, so I've already done it, so I'm not going to do it again. But yeah, feel free to do it for your own resume. So the first evaluator is my original CV. Let me see if it's done. It's done. I'm going to update it, and then I'm going to regenerate it. regenerate rows. It's going to take about 30 seconds to regenerate rows. Generally speaking, the bigger the model you're using, the more time it consumes. The smaller the model, the less time it consumes. What am I not doing in this tutorial? I'm not going into prompt engineering, which will probably make it much better. I'm not going into more input data, meaning you can have 15-20 different input columns to get basically all the possible keywords for this particular job. I'm not going into any of that for the purpose of time. And I think if you do these two things, you can make your CV much better and stand out very easily. So here's the evaluator results. As you can see that I am unfortunately not a very good AI engineer apparently. You can see that the overall fit is only 6.5. Then the next column we have is a word finder. So all we are doing here in this particular column is we are trying to note down all the words related to AI in the summary column. Remember, the summary column contains the concatenation of all the input job description, and here we have all the keywords from it. And from that, I'm creating bunch of sentences. Now, why am I creating sentences? Guys, remember, your LLM models not just depend on keywords, they also depend on context. So if you can give some context to these keywords, demonstrating your experience, it will make your LLM models read and understand your, I guess, system, better. So I'm just going to copy all that, and this is where the magic begins. I'm going to open up my resume. So if I go to Word, open up. Alright, so here's my original resume. So let me just zoom out. This is what it looks like. Now I'm gonna embed it into this resume in such a way that the human eye cannot detect it, but the LLM model will detect it. How do I do that? So all you have to do is, I need to remove a few of these things. Let's see what I can remove. Let's see if I can remove this sentence here. Just to create some small space. You don't need a lot of space, you just need some space. Let's just whatever, let's just remove this. All right, and should I clean a bit more to create more space? I think that's enough. We go down and then we paste it. So here we have all the sentences. You take that and make it small. Yeah, perfect. And then here's the kicker, you make them white. So when you make them white, to a human eye, you can't see it, but these things exist. So now I will save it as a PDF, the PDF file, more options, just save it on my desktop somewhere. Usman Molid. Okay, there we go. Save. It is saved. So this is what my CV looks like. As you can see, there is stuff here, meaning I can detect stuff here, but the human eye won't be able to see, but the LLM models will be able to see. And that's the whole point. You want to embed all these stuff, metadata into your CV such that only the LLM models can detect it. So let's go back to our model. We need to set up another knowledge table for the newly made ones. Let's call it Usman. Let's call it Usman modded something, doesn't matter. Let's just call it Usman 12 something. Select a model. There we go. And here we can upload our CV. We go to desktop. There we go. There's our CV. We upload it in. So again, visually, original CV, new CV looks identical, but to LLM model, these are two very different things. It's going to take some time to embed, so just give it 30 seconds or something. The embedding file done. So we go back to our action table, and then we go to our second evaluator. Scroll it on the side. Go to our second evaluator. The prompt and the customized prompt and system prompts are identical, no changes to the original evaluator number 1. And I'm just going to change the action table, knowledge table, to the one I just did. Wait, I think I need to refresh first, yeah. So I refresh the action table, go to evaluator 2, settings, model settings, knowledge table, and we then, where is it? There we go, as 112. Right, updated, done, and then we wait, and then we regenerate. Rose, you have to give it 30 seconds. So yeah, guys, that's really the main thing that I'm trying to showcase here, how easy it is to use JamAI and make a complex action table that can help you modify your CV into any roles you want. You know, I can use the same logic, and I can make my CV compatible to virtually any job. So let's say you want to become a finance engineer, you copy paste all the descriptions of finance engineer in whichever area you are in, and just put it in, embed it into your CV, and then it was passed through. So here are the results, guys, and as expected, it's much better. So my original evaluator gave me, I think, 6.5. Where is it? It's still buffering, but my final evaluator is giving me 7. There is a marginal difference because I'm not using complex prompt and I'm not using a lot of input columns, but the logic still stands, right? And you can use this logic and create more complex action tables to help you do this. I suspect if you have 15 or 20 input columns with job description from different related roles, so let's say you're trying to get into an AI job. So let's say you have a job description from an AI related role, something close to AI, let's say ML ops or something like that. And if you select your input columns, input data a bit more meticulously, is gonna make it much better. I am just copy pasting the first 6 one. If you do better prompt engineering, you're going to get a much better overall fit. And probably, I suspect, if you I think that's pretty much it. If you have more input data and better prompt, you can get a better result. And maybe if you can use better prompt to make your contextual sentences better, that would work too. But yeah, guys, there you have it. This is a very simple mechanism to make your CV stand out. And maybe land your first internship. Let me know how you guys feel, and feel free. I want you guys to make more models like this, upload it on our Discord community, and we will get back to you for sure if you can make a much better version of it. So with that, guys, thank you for watching, and see you soon.